Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, movie reviews and connections in mind. Cold Storage is the film from director Johnny Campbell and based on the novel by screenwriter David Koepp. And it stars Joe Keery, Georgina Campbell, and Liam Neeson, among others. And in this movie, you have a alien fungus slash virus that affects any organic being, animal, person, whatever, and it basically turns them into a zombie and infects them, and they're driven to spread the infection, and it would wipe out all life on Earth. So it's up to the military, as well as a couple of hapless storage unit workers, to stem the spread of this plague. Now, I don't have a ton to talk about this, with this movie, just because there's not much to say. That this is one of those movies where there's a good premise. It has the potential between the actors and the premise to have a fun time with it. Unfortunately, I think this movie's let down by just not necessarily bad writing, just generic writing. And the chemistry just is not there. I mean, we've seen Joe Keery, fresh off of his run on Stranger Things. He has fun. He's good comedic timing. He's a fun character. And I think, a lot of that is the actor, but I think also just him working with the other actors and the writing to make it work. And also with Liam Neeson, we've seen him great in comedic roles, as most recently with the Naked Gun reboot. And he's just not given much to work with. And that's really a shame, because this is supposed to be a horror comedy. And if the comedy doesn't really work, then all you have left is the horror. And yes, there is some horror elements to this, especially if you've seen the Red Band trailer, you know what happens, what this looks like. Essentially, you get infected with this alien fungus or whatever. You turn into a zombie, and then at a certain point, you explode and you spread the virus. And yes, it's gross, and there's some great gross out effects to that. But after a certain point, it loses its effectiveness, and there's no what else associated with that. And so if you don't have the horror element, you don't have the comedy element, you're just left with a serviceable but generally forgettable kind of comedy. And that's really a shame. So if I was going to give Cold Storage letter grade, I would say this is a C-. And if I was going to weigh this in on the scale of unoriginality, I would say this weighs in at less than original. You've seen it before, but it could be worse. What did you think of Cold Storage? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. There's nothing new under the sun, and yes, you have seen it before.